There we go. We good? Yes, we're live. Hello. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another episode. I think I was looking at them the other day. I think we're on year 62. So thank you for coming on and joining. I'm very excited about this episode.
Oh.
So everybody, sorry, I forgot John here from Murfreesboro.com. Got to get the intros going. There we go. But we have Miss Kristina Sharp, Special K Princess, with us. And we follow each other on Instagram. And I love your posts and what you do, which we'll get into here in a minute. But thank you for coming, especially in the morning. I know you're busy.
So. No, thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there for those of you who haven't seen her or follow her, especially if you have kids. Special K Princess on Instagram. Go follow her. I promise you'll like it. So speaking of Miss Special K, enlighten us real quick. Just what do you do? 30,000-foot overview, and then we'll get into it.
Well, I am a character performer for special events, specifically a lot of birthday parties or festivals or company events. And so I will be a princess character specifically for any of your magical moments. And I provide the full entertainment for as long as I'm there too. So it's not just a standing around character, it's an embodiment and like bringing to life a character for your event.
Yeah, I know we were just talking about that ahead of time. So like you are full in the zone the whole time.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
It's in my contract too that like I will not break character. Like preferably even with adults, as long as there are kids around, and even with adults, like you got to keep the magic alive.
Oh, of course.
It's kind of the unwritten rule.
Yeah. And judging from your Instagram, you have quite the array of characters that you do. So fill us in. How many characters do you do?
Well, right now I have 6 characters.
Okay.
Yeah. That seems to be a good amount. If I get interest in other specific ones, I look into bringing more on. But like there are certain ones that get a lot more attention than others. Certain ones that are much more popular that I'm doing almost every weekend.
Almost every
You could
weekend.
probably imagine which ones those are.
I got you.
But yeah,
let it go.
Sounds right.
I will not butcher everybody's ears with my singing.
That
Sorry.
wasn't bad. That was nice.
Right. I mean, I taught her everything. I did the voiceover.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it.
Yeah, right. Awesome. So what's your you said there's 6 characters. What are they? Which ones?
So I'll see if you can figure them out from my code words.
Okay, let's hear it.
The classic glass slipper princess.
Oh, okay. So Cinderella.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Then I've got the sleepy princess.
Wait, hold on. Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Sorry.
You're good.
Took me a sec.
And then, of course, you've got the very famous sisters that are from Ice and Snow.
Okay, so Elsa and... oh, my gosh. Hold on. Wait.
I'm offended.
No. I know these. I've seen the movies. I mean, no, I've never seen Frozen or Frozen 2.
Elsa and Anna.
Anna, thank you. Okay, gosh, sorry.
Right.
Oh, I'm disappointed in myself. I know those.
You're good. And then we've got one that is Under the Sea.
Oh, Little Mermaid. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, actually, I'm looking at her. I got you on your Instagram here. Okay,
Right.
We'll get to that in a second. Go ahead, sorry.
And then who am I missing?
So we had Frozen.
And then one that was locked in a tower with very long hair.
Rapunzel, thank you.
Our audience member.
That's right, Jeff for the win. So actually, thank you, because I know who that is, but I couldn't think of her name. So thanks, Jeff, for the save.
Yeah.
Boom. I appreciate that. Awesome. Cool. Well, actually, speaking of, do we have the Instagram on there? We pull that up there we go. I just want to look at this real quick. So we got your Instagram pulled up. It's like that one, Little Mermaid. I'm guessing with the hair.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay. Right. Awesome. So, I got to ask, like this, you got to have one of the most rewarding jobs with these kids. They all got to light up with you, don't they?
I tell you, it is so rewarding. Like I get a little emotional when I think back, because I keep all these moments like really close to my heart, because they're just memories. Like I know that I'm affecting them in a positive way, but they're affecting me like more than they know.
Really?
Yeah. Just from all the things that you hear and say, like hear them say, and see how they react to things. Like they are just over the moon. And the thing that is so important to me is showing that like a character that they admire can invest in them and show them how important they are. That helps them feel valued and loved and appreciated. And obviously celebrating like a birthday or whatever, but then really picking out something about them that makes them feel important that they can carry on for further than just that day. It is so rewarding.
That's wonderful. So do you have, I'm assuming some of the kids know you're coming, but I'm assuming some of them don't know you're coming. So that's got it. I mean, they just must light up.
Yeah. There was one situation where I was doing an event at a business, at a store, like just a meet and greet. And I don't think this kid knew if I was going to be there or not.
Oh, yeah?
But she had a doll in her hand, and she walked in the door, and like I was to the side of her, and she just like turned her head around. And it was this iconic moment where she just dropped the doll.
No way.
And her mouth literally like flew open, and she just like slow walked and ran into my arms and started crying. And the mom was like in tears and blubbering. She's like, "This is so magical." It was so sweet.
That's awesome. I love it. Yeah, I think it was. I was going through your Instagram and stuff, and there's one. I'd have to find it again, but there was one I saw where it was like you said. Not only the kids, but the parents were just totally lit up with seeing you and how you interact with their kids. I mean, that's got to be just as rewarding, I would think.
Yeah, parents often have like sometimes more exciting reactions because you don't expect it out of them as much. Sometimes I'll do random appearances like at the Avenue or just like around town.
You do random stuff? Just pop up?
I'll pop up sometimes,
that's awesome.
especially like if I have a party in the morning and I want to just make use of the rest of the day, I'll try to do that, or after an event or something. Yeah. And so there will be one time when I walked around the Avenue, people were popping out of stores like, what? Because they just weren't expecting it. And they were asking me to come inside and like chat with them and stuff. And then elderly people who have seen these older characters that they grew up with. Yeah, that gets you because they're like, I grew up with you, and it's just like such a magical moment.
Oh, that's wonderful. Dang, I want to see that in action. You know what you should do if you haven't done it already? Direct traffic at a school zone.
You know, I live very close to a school. It's very easy to
man,
do
you could just walk out there and start doing it.
I really could.
Yeah, that would be, people
that would
flip
stop
out.
Traffic literally.
Oh yeah, you'd go viral instantly. You'd have so many phones out getting you on camera.
I'll have to consider that.
Oh, you should totally do. We could probably make that happen.
Let's talk. Let's talk about that.
We know the school people. That's all right.
Okay, I'm excited.
Hold on. Which school zone do you live by?
Browns Chapel.
Okay, gotcha. I bet you we can make that happen.
Okay,
good. All right, you hear us, Browns Chapel? At least
we're coming for you.
I'm willing to, or if you wanted to go a little bit, I'm willing to bet Siegel would be something like Siegel Elementary or something. Kids coming out.
Okay.
Because that and the people that actually do the traffic over there, they're all really cool and they're really nice. Or the lady in front of MTCS. You ever see? I can't think of her name. She's been there for years.
I don't know if I've.
Oh, she's on Memorial. You know where MTCS is? Mm-hmm. Okay. It's the same lady. She's been there for years, and everybody knows her. And like she'll dress up sometimes, and you see her dancing or something sometimes. But she's a riot. That. But I bet you she would do it. Hell, she'd probably do it with you. It'd be awesome.
I would love to do that. That'd be so much fun.
Nice. So I'm gonna back it up a little bit. So what got you into this originally? Why the characters and making kids smile? Obviously. So
right, because it's a job that like you don't really think exists.
I gotcha.
When I grew up, I never even imagined having a character coming to my birthday party. But like it's become so popular over the last maybe 10 years or so.
Yeah.
Well, I went to school for music, for music business and for live performance. So I kind of got a double major in the business side, but then also the performance side.
Yeah.
And I didn't really ever expect to make an actual career out of the performing side. It's not very common, nor did I really want to do that because it was like, do I want my hobby to become my job? Like very fine line. So I do have a full-time job in the music industry, and I've done lots of different things within music. But while I was in college and while I was, performing and training, I got a job with a performing company. So an entertainment company that had lots of cast members doing different characters. And it was really fun for weekends and for summers. But I really just started falling in love with it more than just the acting side. I started doing more the business side and like helping prepare for events and choreograph and do the marketing. And so that's the part of me that like a lot of artists and a lot of creatives are not very organized or have like a very like, I don't know, have all their stuff together.
I gotcha.
So I like kind of being the cross line of that where I can do a little bit of both. And I really liked how this was exactly that, where you can deal with clients, you can set up things, you create an experience, you have to come up with activities and games and all those kinds of things and handle contracts and the admin side, but then also just making these dreams come true. So I did that, but it wasn't very it wasn't a full-time job. And then I also had moved around a bit. I got married and life kind of happened. And so I moved to Murfreesboro and especially during COVID, I decided I just kind of wanted to be able to do this on my own terms and make it happen in ways that I saw untapped potential because I saw a lot of creatives and freelance people that I could just team up with on occasion, not having any restrictions of like, this is a corporate thing where there's exclusivity with this person or this person. I want to be able to pop in to the school zone and do it. I want to be able to like, see my schedule and be free enough to do it. So I just kind of picked up that torch on my own, and that's how it started.
Okay. Well, you said you kind of picked up the torch on your, was there like an oomph moment or just a light bulb moment? You're like, I just need to do this.
There was. It was when I was still with my other company, and I would have to drive over an hour to get to the place to get into costume and then go to wherever the party was. And so it was a lot of time on my hands, and it was really a tough decision because I didn't want to let go of it, and I wanted to keep performing. And my husband's like, "This is killing you. Like, you gotta figure out how to do this." I was like, "But if I don't do this, then I'm gonna be really sad." And he's like, "Well, just do it yourself." And I was like, "No way! Like, I am such a like adverse risk person. I don't want to spend money on things. I don't want to like, I'm very frugal. I'm very like, don't try that. It's too scary." Yeah. He was just like, "You got to do it." Yeah. So he pushed me honestly to make me like started on my own. And so I started with 2 characters. And because I had this background of working with this company, I had made relationships with vendors and, seamstresses and wig makers, because it's all handmade, crafted things, because I am very particular about detail. Yeah. It makes a huge difference because if you think about, just imagine Halloween and anyone can pick up a costume from, Party City. Does that make that person the character? Yeah. Like there are things that make it different, which is everything from the little details of doing a full face of like contoured makeup to hair that looks realistic to the accessories, and then also embodying how you walk and how you act and how you speak and all those kinds of things. So I had taken all those things, in my back pocket, and I was able to kind of put my own spin on it and then do it to the quality that I wanted. And I had a standard of.
What's your husband's name?
Colton.
Colton, thank you for the push for getting her out there. So shout out to Colton. Thank you.
He's definitely not watching live because he's at work, but I will for sure show him this, and he will just be so honored.
Hey, Colton, there you go. How you doing? Because I'm looking at your Instagram again, and I mean, you have like you said with all the costumes and everything. I mean, I think in every picture I'm looking at the moment, you have a different wig on, a different outfit, a different dress, something. And that's, I mean, and these, like you said, it's not just like, oh, there we go. Yeah, pull it up there. Like who's that one? What's that one?
That's Anna.
Oh, that's Anna. Okay, got it. Okay, cool.
But it's from her second, the second movie. They have different outfits.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's why I didn't recognize that one. Okay, I've seen it, but I just didn't remember.
Right.
But like, tell us about this picture, that little girl.
Oh my word. So this party was amazing. Oh, yeah? It was an outdoor park party, and I pulled up and she came running from a distance, just like flailing her arms. And she was so excited.
Oh, look at that.
And there's a part also where I have like wishing for them. Like I do this magical wishing dust, and so we'll sprinkle it and have this ceremony where they can make wishes and stuff. And she was just, there's a video I think I have even somewhere of her just jumping up and down. She can't contain her excitement, and I'm sprinkling this magical wishing dust on her, and she was like, "This is the happiest I've ever been."
That's awesome. Yep. See, there's another one with little kids there. They're lining up.
Yeah, they were so awesome. Cute.
You can see I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but that girl looks, she's got a grin ear to ear there. That's awesome. This is so rewarding. See, now I want to dress up as a princess.
You can. Nothing is stopping you.
I would be one ugly princess.
Go live your dream, okay? I tell that to everyone.
Go live your dream. I love. Hey, way to be positive there. And so what's this one? Or is this one of the? Would you say the wish things? Or?
Yeah, so that actually was at the event. I told you the story where the girl freaked out and dropped her doll and ran over to me.
Nice.
Yeah, so this was at a business, and I did a little like a sing-along portion.
Oh, cool.
So that's where we were sitting down and we were having it was during one of the softer, quieter songs in the sing-along.
Gotcha.
So they were all kind of listening and joining.
Very cool. I gotcha. Just go, oh, look at that picture. Pictures worth 1,000 words.
One of my favorite pictures.
That is awesome.
Like that captures it man, like it makes me smile. I love that picture so much. Also, just have to shout out that cake because the mom is an amazing cake maker.
Wow, okay.
Yes. And the theme was like rainbows and dreams, and it all came together so beautifully. Oh man, that girl will tell you her name is Violet Paige Davenport.
Nice. That's awesome. Love it, man. Yeah, I have just a random question because you have pretty long hair. It looks like. Like, how do you get all that up in a wig? How's that work?
So believe it or not, it was longer like just a while ago because I don't ever, I told you, I don't spend money. So I don't get haircuts like except maybe every 6 months.
I got you.
So it used to be so long. I will do like multiple braids and then wrap them around. There's different ways to put hair up in a wig cap, and you can do pin curls, which I just don't like doing them. So I do a bunch of like tiny little braids and kind of crisscross them and pin them to my head, and then you do like an underlayer to like hold the wig together. Yeah. And then I do like another strip that will hold the base of the wig to the wig cap, and then you just pin it till you don't have any feeling left in your head.
You don't have any feeling left.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel my head. What's going on?
You always want to take like a couple painkillers before you start a party.
No joke, really?
Well, it helps because sometimes so this also kind of goes into something people don't always realize because they think like, I'm having you for an hour of party. That's all you need. It's a whole day event. Like, I wake up with plenty of time to, wake up both vocally and physically, do some stretches.
So you sing too at these things?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
You got to sing, you got to perform, you got to get into the right vocal register for the character.
Oh, wow.
Because Cinderella speaks differently than Elsa. So,
got it.
So you'll warm up your voice, you'll warm up your body, and I usually spend about 2 hours doing like face makeup. So I'll do makeup for about 2 hours, and then I'll prep with my hair for about an hour or so to get into a wig and another half hour or so to get into costume. So that's about like maybe 3 or 4 hours just getting into things. And then there's the drive and prepping party bags and getting everything ready. And then you actually are at the party. And then that's like a lot of on your feet in heels, lots of squatting. You don't realize how many up and down you get because you're giving hugs, you're getting on their level, but you're also standing up. So your thighs are on fire.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
So you've got when you're done with a party and you're driving home, that's when you're like, I'm so tired. I have all these aches and pains, but my heart is soaring, so it's worth it.
Oh, I imagine.
So it is helpful to sometimes prep because your wig is also really tight. So you'll get some brain issues.
Yeah. Well, if you can't tell, my long, luscious locks I have here are, no. I'd be lucky to get one little braid right here. But,
you'd look nice.
Oh, yeah, right. But yeah, so you said it takes like 3 hours to get all that ready?
I usually count like 3 or 4 hours before actually having to get into a car to drive somewhere. And I'll drive anywhere from here locally in Nashville or in Murfreesboro, but also like outskirts of Nashville. I've gone to like Columbia. I've gone to Manchester. I'll even go to some places in Alabama because it's just close enough. Yeah. So the drive can also account for a lot of the time too.
So wait a sec. You get ready and then drive to the event. Have you ever pulled up at like a stoplight or something and people are like, oh my God?
There are so many times.
Really?
There was one time I was at like a stoplight that lasted weirdly long, which happens a lot around here.
Yeah, right.
And I was just looking forward, but I happened to look over at the same time as the person next to me, and this guy had his window down and he was just like, and so I just waved and he just started laughing. It just makes people's days. We just had awesome. This great, there was also a time where I had my window down slightly and I was listening to something that was not princess related because I had to clear my mind after a party and just kind of decompress. Yeah. And so it was very strange to hear a princess listening to rap music. And this guy was just like, what?
Be best if it was old school rap music. That's some Run DMC or something. People be like, wow, Elsa likes, okay. Anyways.
I mean, it was Kendrick.
There you go. I was going to start singing. I was like, nope, not going to go there. So that's awesome. Or do you have any, you said that was adults, but you had any kids just look over oh my God.
So I try to avoid that. I do have a scarf in my car that I try to wrap my head up in. So it's not as obvious. Usually the hair is a big giveaway because people don't really look that much into your cars unless they're just weirdly staring you down. So I'll put a little scarf over and I look like a little granny instead. And I try to be as inconspicuous as possible, I even have that as part of my contract. if possible, please provide a discreet entrance and exit, because I don't want them to know that like I'm driving a car. My whole thing is like I came through, a carriage or whatever it is. And so yeah, I try to avoid that as much as possible, but it happens sometimes.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
There's been times, especially when I worked with my old company and with other characters that were with me, we had to stop and get gas, or we had like a 2-hour drive and one of us had to go to the bathroom, and so we had to run into a dollar store, and like things like that happens, and we just make the best of it, and it's funny when it does.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, Elsa's really got to pee.
Yeah, so, I gotta let it go.
Hey, you gotta go. You gotta go. It's all right. That's awesome. God, I just keep going through your pictures here. You have so many. There we go. I'm gonna pull another one up real quick. There we go. Like this one. What is that? It looks like story time or something.
Yes, that was a story time. It was so cute. See, I love it because this is also a great opportunity where all the kids get to, be their favorite characters and dress up like that, even if it's not the character that I am. And that gives great talking points about like, well, which is your favorite? And then we can talk about like why. And there's always the superficial reasons of like, oh, because they have a cute dress or whatever.
Yeah.
But I always try to take the opportunity of talking about like the characteristics that make the royals so special. So it's like, well, Belle is really smart and she likes to read and she's very confident and like makes her own decisions. And,
cool.
Snow White is very compassionate and kind, and she, cares about, creatures and is very selfless. And so I try to instill those things wherever I can as well.
Oh, very cool. So you're giving life lessons. I like it. Cool.
Big part of it. Yeah.
So do you ever go into like hospitals or anything and see kids?
I haven't yet. I've done a couple.
I know there's like hoops to jump through and lines when it comes to stuff
especially
like that,
especially with COVID, that kind of like put a stop on a lot of those visits.
Yeah.
But I've done a lot of virtual visits. That's also one of the things I offer too. Is so I can do a FaceTime or Zoom call or whatever.
Cool. Yeah.
Which also opens the doors to it being people that are not even within Tennessee.
Yeah.
And so there's been some times where, kids are sick or kids are struggling with something at school and they just need a little extra encouragement.
Oh, very cool.
And it's definitely not as like, it's one of the things I have listed as a lower price point too, because I want to make it as accessible to as many people as possible.
Yeah.
So even just having a little chat or a call to like lift a spirit, whether it's, a kid who's struggling with an illness or just emotional, issues, that's been also really helpful to have.
Oh, nice. You do you see it like with celebrities a lot where they'll do a message to a kid or something, and then they send it to the parents, and they're like, hey, check out what I got, and do you do that too? Or?
Yeah, I've done a couple. I like to do them live so that I can actually, talk to the kid and interact with them.
I get it.
But I will also do a couple pre-recorded things. That doesn't have as much. I mean, I feel like people prefer the live ones because that way you do get it feels more real. But especially there was a time when I think you remember when all of Murfreesboro was snowed in and like no one could go anywhere or anything. I had some parties that had to be canceled or put off at that point, and so I used the day that I had put aside for that and just did a bunch of recorded messages to send to the kids, and especially because it was like often those were their birthdays, and while they were able to reschedule, it was like they wanted it for their actual birthdays. So I did some recorded messages for those.
That's very thoughtful.
Yeah,
that's really cool. So do you have a favorite of your characters you like to do, or?
I do. You're opening a can of worms.
Oh no, let's hear it.
It's a complicated answer. So my favorite classical character is Sleeping Beauty.
Okay.
But sadly, like, she doesn't get a lot of popularity. Like, people
really?
just don't really know her, or especially kids like this day. Like, there's just not a connection to her. So I like her the most for my own personal self. I think she's a great character. The one I relate to the most is Rapunzel. I feel like I have a lot of characteristics very in common with her. But the one that I feel the most natural playing that is so easy for me to do is Anna. So just kind of a little unhinged and goofy. Yeah. It's very fun to be that energy, which is so different to when they want, Elsa, who is very graceful and poised, and of course a crowd favorite, but it's so much more fun to be on.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
So is Elsa the most requested you get? Or?
Yes, definitely the most requested. I've been her for the last couple weekends, and I have her in the upcoming weekends.
Okay.
This year though, there's been a lot of requests for The Little Mermaid. Ariel has been very popular.
Okay.
I think there has to do with something going on with like the curriculum of the summertime like programs were all like under the water, like under the sea theme.
Aren't they like remaking Little Mermaid or something?
Yeah,
I saw something about that.
There's a live action one I think coming out in like a couple of years.
Okay,
so that'll be really cool. Maybe that's also bringing up some of the like buzz around it.
I gotcha.
But I did that for the library. I did the Little Mermaid because they had like an ocean themed thing. So that's also been really popular this year.
Nice. You ever have, I'm just curious, you ever have any requests from like left field, like somebody like, can you do like Princess Leia, or something?
I do get some interesting ones sometimes. At one point I had a question if I could do like a Malibu Barbie, which so Barbie is like a character that's sometimes offered at bigger companies, but not super frequently. And I was like, well, and I always say like, if you want this character enough, like I essentially will work out a deal where your payment will be essentially for me to get the materials, the outfits, and all that kind of thing. But I also have to weigh if it's going to be popular enough to like keep it on my list.
I gotcha.
So that one was really interesting. There was one I didn't even understand because I don't know, kids these days. An LOL doll.
LOL doll.
I don't know what that is. So if anyone out there knows, like, please tell me.
Well, I know what LOL is, but the doll?
Yeah, I was like, I don't quite understand. I think it's a toy, and they kind of look like, I don't know, they have giant eyes or something. Because I did a quick like search about that. I was like, I don't think I could pull that off. I don't think that's possible.
I've never even heard that before. So yeah, that's pretty interesting.
I have to stay up to date with a lot of these kinds of things. Thankfully, I have nieces and nephews, but even then, I'm like, I can't keep up with everything.
Right. Yeah, it's a lot to keep up with. So do you have any like new characters in the works or things coming down the line?
Not yet. I just this year I premiered 3 of the newest ones. So that was kind of my biggest, back-to-back thing. Every year I'll kind of see what I can do. So there might be some new ones up next year. I mean, now is the time that I would be looking into that because it usually takes 6, 7, 8 months for these kinds of things to be commissioned.
Okay, got it.
So especially like a Rapunzel wig takes almost 10 months to do because
really,
it's so much for wig makers who already have a lot of work on top of previous clients, but then it also is a very time consuming thing.
Dang.
So
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, so I've gotten the big ones out of the way. So maybe the next ones won't take as long if that happens next year.
Nice. Okay. Well, kind of an odd question, but I'm curious. Do you have any like events or things coming up that you want to do that you haven't? Because I'm trying to think if anybody out there's got something coming up that you could be a part of.
Oh, well, I mean, I've been really fortunate to do a lot of different things.
Okay.
And so I've been happy with the ones I've done and the ones that haven't worked out. I've always known like, well, if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be.
Yeah.
I was going to do like a tree lighting thing last year for Christmas and it just didn't pan out.
Okay.
So that was kind of a bummer. Here's actually one. I always thought it'd be really, really cute and sweet. And since we're getting into fall and pumpkins, I thought it'd be really nice if a pumpkin patch would have Cinderella to come and do like photo ops and that kind of thing. That would be kind of neat. I also any opportunity for Sleeping Beauty to come out.
Yeah,
I don't know if a mattress store wants me, I'll come out. I don't know.
That's one thing we don't have many of in Murfreesboro, mattress stores.
Because they're so useful to society.
I can see the comments coming now.
I'm sorry.
Oh, too many comments. No, I'm just kidding. No, okay, cool. Well, I see you did something here on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
What do you do for Valentine's Day?
So Valentine's Day, and I even for Easter this past year did doorstep deliveries. It was still.
Oh, how cool.
And that was like especially an idea that came out of COVID to where like, I'm not going to come into your home. We still need to keep distance, but I'm going to bring you, a little goodie bag and just a quick little meet and greet.
Very cool.
Comes with a little like, song, whatever it has. And so I think it was this past year for Valentine's Day, I did Cinderella doorstep deliveries, and that was like a little goodie bag. And then for Easter, I did Rapunzel deliveries, and she had like personalized cookies where I teamed up with somebody who made them.
Very cool.
Very, very neat. And it's a lot of fun.
Nice. Okay. Well, so you did that for Valentine's Day and Easter? Mm-hmm. Okay. I didn't know if there were different things here. So, but so do you get more of like the private events that you do, or is it birthdays, or what do you get most of?
Yes, birthdays are by far the most popular.
Okay. Yeah.
They keep me busy almost every single weekend. If I don't block out a weekend, for myself or whatever it is that I have going on in my own life, I will be busy every weekend.
Really?
And they're on, mostly on Saturdays, but then some Sunday afternoons as well. And occasionally I'll have like, it's not very common, especially once the school year has started, but sometimes on a Friday evening as well. So that's like the biggest seller of all of my packages.
Okay.
I have done a lot of events, and I'm teaming up with a lot of kids gyms and stuff like that, where I can do birthday parties there, or I can just do special events there, or I've done things with Ann Hoke and Associates where they have their movie, their like appreciation for their clients, and they have movies. And so last year around Christmas, it was Elsa and the Clauses, so Mr. and like Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus, they were there, so we had photos with that. And so that was really fun too.
You know, do you know Scott Graby by chance?
I don't think so.
Scott Graby, he owns the Fountains Gateway.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
but they do that movies in the park thing.
Yes.
And Scott is very big on giving back and doing things in the community. And I'm willing to bet if Scott, if you're listening or watching, we got something for you. But they do, they do the movies in the park thing, or on the.
Yeah, on the lawn.
Yeah, on the lawn. Thank you. Sorry.
You're good.
But, like if they showed Frozen or something or whatever, and just all of a sudden you just kind of walk out. I mean, that would be
so fun.
Yep.
That would be so fun.
If you've ever seen kids that come to those movies, or that come to those events, I mean, there's little kids just laying out there, and then all of a sudden if you just walked up on stage or something, the place would go nuts.
That'd be great.
Scott, we got you. Okay. Yeah, that'd be fun. So, so how many, like you said, primarily birthdays, but like corporate events and stuff. So like how many, or what type of events are they just?
So some of them are, well, like I said, with the library, there's like more community events. So that's during their summer program where they have, kids coming in for different things. One of them was just a fun, like get to meet Ariel. But the other one, I came to their daddy-daughter Father's Day
very
tea,
cool.
which was very cute.
Yeah.
So that's been a really neat one. I've done some where they're just having, so I worked with the Selfie Studio, I think that's the name.
Okay.
It's in Nashville where, are you familiar with those kinds of locations where they're basically just a bunch of like rooms?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's for people to come and take pictures for, I guess, either for your Instagram or just also if you're trying to do some like,
they got real elaborate setups and like sometimes the stage with the camera that goes around. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So I did a special night there with like a princess night. So they had kids come and they did little like glitter makeovers and tattoos, and then they showed a movie, and I was Cinderella for that. Nice. I'm trying to think. It's been like a lot of different like variety of things that I've enjoyed. I've sometimes just done promotional events. So there'll be a consignment shop that's having a sale, and they just want something for the kids to be kind of enjoying while the parents are maybe shopping. Or I've done a school fundraiser before. And so I have a certain amount of, charity events or just things that I like to do, pro bono to try to help people out. And I do a lot of those things as well. But I also just get really busy. So I do try to get those as much as I can scheduled in, but they're often like, just as long as I can get it scheduled ahead of time. Yeah.
Well, it's like we were saying, it's so rewarding what you do. I mean, I would want to just do it all day.
Yeah, yeah.
Make everybody smile. Now, I think I found a new favorite picture that I overlooked on your Instagram. No. Hold on, can you pull that up, Jess?
It's embarrassing.
No.
Oh, it is the one.
That one. Look at that. That is awesome. I love that with Santa and Mrs. Claus.
We had so much fun.
Oh, that's so cool. That's awesome. I love it.
That was a great time.
Yeah, that's good. And
what was so funny is Santa and Mrs. Claus are apparently really big fans of Elsa too.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. There you go.
So that is Elsa as well. That was me trying to. There's a Frozen short film or like a little episode on. I guess it's on Disney Plus. You can find it. It's their Christmas episode. So in that, they're in a different set of outfits. So that was me trying to recreate that outfit just for Christmas time, just for fun of it.
There, I stand corrected. Hold on. Show that. Look at that one.
Oh, that one was.
Look at the faces.
I know. Can you just feel the joy?
You can, especially that little guy right there. Look at his face.
And that's also just wanting to like throw that out there as a side comment. There are so many little boys that are extremely, extremely excited to see princesses. And so I've never run into the issue where people, are shaming them or trying to keep boys from enjoying them. But just as a general thing, like they are so excited too. So it's not just for girls. It's for everyone. Like they're equally excited to meet a character.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can. Yeah, it's very obvious. I can see it in all these pictures. Dang, that's so cool. Sorry, I get lost in your Instagram. These pictures are great.
No, and I do have some. I do because the algorithm. I make a lot of reels that are goofy that I would say is not safe for magic, is what I call. Not that they're in any way raunchy. Yeah. I don't want to get the wrong idea. It's just it's not going to be in character as much. Yeah. So if kids are seeing it, it kind of breaks the fourth wall. Yeah. But they're more for the adults to enjoy because they're the trends are humorous or whatever. So those are fun to make because they kind of break the mold for me a little bit. So I'm not always just doing the same thing.
Yeah. No, I get it. So your OnlyFans address is... No, I'm just kidding.
That's the wrong idea.
I'm just kidding, folks. I'm just kidding.
Definitely not.
Your husband's out there going, oh, God.
Yeah, he was like, what are you doing out there? You're embarrassing me. Not the first time.
Not the first time. That's funny. So I got you. Cool. So so Elsa is... You said Elsa was your favorite? That you did? Or no, I apologize.
I love them all dearly.
There we go.
Let me say
gotcha.
that. She's just very popular. And I will say she's the easiest to do parties for.
That's
because they kind
sorry.
of just, it happens on its own because there's just tons of songs and all the kids belt their hearts out to them. And like, it's so easy to captivate them. Yeah. So it's kind of like, I try not to get too in a rut and a rhythm of doing the same old. So even for parties that I'm like, I know exactly how this is going to go. They're going to like want to sing these songs. I still try to find little things to make it custom or different. So a lot of times I'll ask the parents when we're emailing before the party, are there any big events in the child's life? Is there something I can talk to them about specifically? Whether it's just like getting their ears pierced or starting school or like a new family member going on a trip so that it's more, personalized to them than just like, oh, we're just going through the rote things of like, here we're going to sing, here we're going to dance. And then also making, again, like trying to touch something in the story of these, sisters to be like, what is something that you can resonate with, whether it's, being true to who you are or being really loyal to your family or whatever it may be. So,
oh, that's so cool. I love it. And I did find one more picture. Oh. There he is. I love that shirt. My favorite Disney princess is my wife.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Did he have that shirt made? Is that a one-off?
No, I guess so. It was a wedding present. So, I don't know if they're readily available or not.
No, I would say that makes it even better. Yeah, that's awesome. Nice. Are there any days where he's like, God bless?
Oh, I'm sure. Well, no, he seriously, like, this is just like a shout out. He is such a trooper because, I take a lot of weekends to do this and it takes a lot of time, which thankfully he is an introvert. So he enjoys his alone time and it kind of like works out so that it's more enjoyable when we do have time together. But he'll tie up my corset for me and he'll like help like me get into, stuff the giant dresses into my car or like just whatever it is. Like he'll pick up, he knows how exhausted I am afterwards. So he'll pick up, fast food or Thai food afterwards and like take care of the grocery shopping while I'm gone. Like seriously, he's the best support for
good dude.
A princess could ever ask for as a prince.
I'm gonna have to go back and edit all that out because he's setting the bar awfully high for the rest of us.
Seriously.
No, kudos. That's really cool that he's so supportive. I love it.
Yeah.
So when you I'm just curious. You said like stuff in the dress in the car and stuff. You ever get in there and you're like, God bless.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Like it's probably overdue that I get a new car because my car is pretty small and compact and it's a hoop skirt that has to go into a small space. I have to like fold it over itself. A lot of times I have to like stuff things under the wheel. It's a mess. And then of course like I have to get out and like be all poised and make it like look right again. And then when I'm leaving a party, I'm just like, get back in here.
Yeah, right.
So it's a mess.
So I see you have on several of the characters, you have several different outfits for each one. So
I have some, yeah.
How many outfits you got?
Well, I would say I have 6 basic outfits, but then I can kind of alter them to make closer to maybe 10.
Okay, gotcha.
It's not that many. You may be seeing some where I'm just wearing regular clothes. I've done a couple series where it's like I would imagine what this character would wear if they're wearing everyday like modern clothes.
Oh, okay.
So that's sometimes a fun thing to do.
Nice. Okay. So of all the characters, did we miss any Disney princesses that you haven't done?
So I currently don't have, as far as like, there are some characters that it's not appropriate for me to play, obviously. But as far as the ones that I don't have that I could play are Belle and Snow White, I believe.
Snow White, yeah. How did I miss that one?
So, and I did perform as both of those sometimes in my previous company. But again, just kind of knowing the industry and seeing what the needs and demand are for those, I knew that I could wait a little bit because I haven't been getting a lot of demand for those characters. So they may be added someday, they may not be. It's kind of just like I'm going to see if I get questions about that.
Okay. I just had a total random thought. If you want to do this, this would be so, and this is months down the road, but have you ever seen our monster truck? We have a big giant monster. It's a huge truck. It's big giant lift, huge tires. I'm right at 6'3", and the side mirror sits on top of my head. That's how big this truck is.
Goodness.
But we put it in events and stuff all the time. But my favorite one is the Christmas parade. You should come in the back dressed as Elsa. We'd be in the parade going down.
That would be fun.
That would be fun. You would light some faces up.
I would love that.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Gotcha. We'll make that happen.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Because that Christmas parade is always so much fun, and there's so many people around. But have you ever been in the Christmas parade?
Not this one. I've done a couple for Winchester and Manchester, but not here.
The one here, it's a good time, and there's thousands and thousands of people. Thousands of people all down Main. It starts right behind MTSU, goes all the way down Main Street to the square. And shout out WGNS, thank you. They're always the ones in control of the putting that on. But they're nice enough they let us join in the parade. And but the monster truck gets a lot of attention. But having you up, 12 feet in the air,
Listen, I'll come for that, but like I also just really want to ride the monster truck. That sounds like really fun.
Oh, that's what it's there for. We give so many rides in that thing, but it's currently getting the air conditioning fixed at the moment.
That's important,
especially right now. 12,000 degrees outside.
Seriously,
some
it's
days.
The actual sun here.
Yeah, Elsa will melt if we go. So that's awesome. Well, real quick, I know we're running kind of long, and I apologize. You got a busy day, but. How can people find you? How can they contact you if they want to book you for parties? Throw it all out there.
Yeah. Well, I'll go ahead and say that the months of August, September, and October are fully booked. So in general, you kind of want to do as far out in advance as possible.
Okay.
So if you are wanting to book a party, reach out and I will work around my schedule to accommodate it. You can pretty much find me anywhere Special K Princess. That's a good, handle to find. But on Instagram, it's Special K Princess. I think there's like a period between each word. And then my website is just specialkprincess.com. On Facebook, it's Special K Princess. I think if you want to throw in party at the end there, it might refine your search a little bit more. And my email is specialkprincessparty@gmail.com.
I love it. Easy to remember.
Yeah. So you can find me anywhere. And right now, we are really excited because we're actually going to host an event in October.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And this is going to be so much fun. We've got some sponsors on board to help this happen. It's just like a labor of love that, I want to give back to the community, something fun to do.
Yeah.
So it will be on October 15th.
Okay.
At the Elevation Center here in Murfreesboro.
Nice.
And it's a Mommy and Me masquerade party.
Oh, very cool.
So you get to make your own masquerade mask for spooky season. And then there's a lot of singing and dancing. There's a professional photographer. So you'll get actual paid, professional photographer photos afterwards.
Nice.
Lots of fun things. So there's a contest going on there where you can win a VIP ticket as well.
Oh, cool.
So you should be able to find that on Instagram, on Facebook, wherever. So
well, let me know as we get closer to time so we can post that.
Yeah.
And so get
absolutely.
Some more, that's really neat. I'd probably like to come do video or something. That'd be
yes,
fun.
please come. Oh, it'll be so much fun.
I just walk around getting all the little kids on.
Their faces are priceless.
You ever do anything with like special kids? The nonprofit.
Yeah. I have not yet, but I've seen them, and because of course it often comes up very related names. Yeah. So I haven't yet, but I would be completely open to. And
they're real cool over there, and they do a lot of stuff for those kids. And we've gone over there several times and done things, but I'm just thinking those kids would probably light up. You came in there like that. So we'll have to make that one happen too. I know they're watching.
You're shouting out so many people.
I'm just trying to make connections. That's all. So,
no, I love that. I love chatting with people, getting to know people, networking. It's all so important.
That's for sure, definitely. Well, and like I said, with what you do, I very much enjoy it, and the little 5-year-old girl inside me just went nuts when I saw your posts here. But
there is a little 5-year-old in all of us.
I know, right? There is, that's for sure. So I mean, you can't help but feel nostalgic with some of these, especially someone in my mid-20s.
Of course.
Thank you.
Fresh out of college.
Oh yes, I like you more now. Thank you. Way many years ago. But no, you just, even thinking back on this stuff, you're like, oh man, I grew up with that. So that's very cool.
Yeah.
But okay, cool. So one more time, you are booked through October.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang, you're busy.
Very busy.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing. You
I know.
So,
It's definitely not anything I want to complain about because I'm so grateful. Like people have been just so supportive and, so open to this. But it is just me at this point.
Okay.
So that's why like it does book up really quickly.
Yeah.
But that's a good problem to have.
All right. Well, I know when we're done, I'll put all your info in the comments so people can reach out and find you that way too and everything. So, but I apologize. Thanks for coming in. We did go a little long. I'm sorry. I know you're busy.
Don't apologize.
This was awesome.
I could sit here and chat all day.
Okay. Well, I'm serious about the Christmas parade.
Okay. I am too.
All right, cool. That would be a lot of fun.
Let's do that.
All right, cool. We'll make that happen. That's no problem. So awesome. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Sorry, we got to cut it off now. We went pretty long. My apologies. So, but thank you all for tuning in as always, and we'll see you on the next one.